Hello and welcome to Midweek Wardy's Waffle. I'm sorry it's a day late. It normally comes out, these do, on a Wednesday evening. Apologies I didn't get it out last night, but we had a WoldMarsh farm walk, or farm tour rather, last night. Now WoldMarsh is the buying group where we buy a lot of our inputs from, and they have probably now 900 or 1,000 members across Yorkshire, Nottinghamshire, Derbyshire, Leicestershire, Lincolnshire, and a lot of farmers buy inputs from them, and because they have got a lot of buying power, they get preferential rates, and you can buy fuel, you can build a house through them, all sorts of things. So they have a farm walk every year, and we were asked to host it this year, which we did. So we were getting ready for that yesterday, and we had them here last night. So I've got some footage from that. Also in this update, the Guttler harrow you can see behind, Tom started to wash. We put some cover crops in that on the fallowed land, so we go through that. Also I'll take a look at some of the wheats. Also spreading the black oats, so we get the fertiliser spreader ready for putting the black oats on the Capulet beans. Also the Amazon Presea has arrived back. That's the precision drill that we use for the sugar beet trials, and also we're getting ready for drilling the Capulet beans. This is the baked beans. We have got more footage from that on Sunday, so Sunday's video is going to be really good because it's all about planting of these Capulet beans and getting into grips with those. We've got a lot of acres of those going in, so I've got more on that in Sunday's update. But this is more getting ready for those, and some of the footage around the farm and looking at the crops. So also I just actually going to start by saying that when I came back from Italy, I took some videos from the plane coming into land at Luton Airport, and I must admit the state of the crops was a lot worse than what I'd thought. So I've got some videos of that and footage of that out the plane window, looking how bad some of the crops are. So we'll start off with that and get into the rest of this update. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you at the end. Just thought you'd find this interesting. Just coming out the multi-storey at Luton. You see it there, but this is all the burnt cast when the multi-storey here caught fire, and they're knocking that multi-storey down. Apart from the look at that lot. So I've just got back from Italy a little while ago. I'm just going to help Ruben change the wheels on the sprayer, but Tom's just got the Guttler harrow and the seeder that they've really kindly put on the other day for us. We're just doing 3 or 4 fields with it, just to put some cover crops in. Got a lot more to do, but we're doing that with our Express, but we're just going to do them with this Guttler and the seeder just to see how well they go. So the ground here has gone hard again. You can see here, a little bit crusty on top, but it's really basically hard. That is what Tom's done. It's quite rough, wet again. Look at this, really soggy and wet there, but dry on top. But the idea is we want to put this cover crop in to soak up some of the moisture before we cultivate it in probably 6 weeks' time. Won't be a nice bit of dust in about 36 hours, but it talks a lot of rain in the next 2 or 3 days. It's Monday afternoon, about 6 o'clock at the minute. You can see the land wheel on the side here. This is what drives the meter wheel there. That drives the hopper. You see it is moving about a little, but it's on rubber dampers. So it's on rubber dampers at the bottom. So those little outlets at the bottom of that green tube is where the seed's coming out. You can't really see it from here. Then the harrows, the red spring tines, are just raking it in and covering the seed. So the problem we've got is that this land's too wet underneath for the solo to work properly, too wet to plough. I know a few of you keep saying to me we need to plough, but I don't think you realise if you plough this land what it's like, it wouldn't bury anything, it wouldn't turn it over, it just sits it upright because it's so much clay and silt in it. So the solo will be what we will use, but it needs to dry out underneath. And to dry it out underneath, we need a living plant in it. So that's why we're putting this 3-way mix in. And linseed, phacelia and buckwheat are quite quick growing, which is what we want, but for it to obtain its maximum effect, it really needs to be in the ground probably 2 to 3 months at the least, which we can't do that because we need to cultivate this ground before we start combining the crops we have got in the ground, which is going to be middle of August. So we need to start this in July, middle of July. We are going to mole it, and I'll explain what that is. That's putting a channel under the soil with another machine that we've just bought to actually create little drainage channels under the ground that run through the existing drains. So quite a bit going on the next week or two, next few weeks, but we need to get this land cultivated, get this crop growing to take up the moisture and dry it out so the solo will work better. It's impossible to see the seed. Oh, there we go. I think I've just covered it up. It's costing about £2 a kilogram, and we put it on 10 kilograms a hectare. We're just changing the wheels for the first time, putting the skinny ones on, the narrow ones on to spray the wheats. They're all fixed on this spray, and the dishes are all welded in right to get the right spacing, because we're sort of 82-inch wheelbase settings from the centre of the tyre to the centre of the tyre, which fits the gap in the drill for the tram lines. So we've just put these on to see if they move or not, because with it being new paint and everything, they'll want tightening up in a day or so. So the idea with it is you just put them over the nuts and point them to each other, and then you can see if any of them move, because they fit around the nut, you know that the nut's coming loose. Put one like that, and then this other one like that, there. Just going to check the tyre pressures now. They need to be 33 according to Pete from Tanvix. Just take the valve off, put that up there. .41, way too much. Just undo the valve. That will be too much out of it, I think. Yeah, too low. There we go. So these are the black oats we've got in the 25 kilo bags, so we're going to put them in the spreader and then broadcast them on. So I've just got to cut the bags with this knife. So we've got the Amazon drill back here. Joel is taking it out the shed. Joel, who I've been calling Josh for about the past 2 years, so I apologise for that. We're going to get a couple of fields, or one field done anyway, this precision drill, putting the Capulet beans in. So Joel's just unfolding it because we've got the cell wheels to change, the seeding discs that are here. Got some new ones here, different coloured ones. Some red ones there, you can see. I'll explain those in a bit. So Joel's got those to change so that they're the right size for the beans. Joel's just shown us the singling wheel or singling disc, different colours we've just seen, and you've got, what's we got there,
so
maize?
We've got maize down here, so we've got 3 types of maize, and then if you scroll through, we've then got 3 different types of disc for sunflower. We also do sugar beet, sorghum, which to be fair is not massively popular in this country obviously, and then broad beans, and then again we can do pumpkins.
And the difference between all these, they have a different number of holes in them, and different size holes.
So for example, if I go onto maize here and then zoom in, so for example the white ones, or beige, whatever you want to call them, so it's got a 4.5 mil hole, I don't know if you can say, 4.5 mil hole with 42 holes, but if we scroll down, we've got a 5 mil hole, 42 holes, and then 5.5 mil, 42 holes. So the biggest thing is with that is your 1,000 grain weight. So here you've got a max grain weight of 300 grams, and then 220, and then less than 220. So it just varies. So again, down here you've got different types of oilseed rape, and again it all just depends on your your grain weight as to what hole size.
Yeah.
Hole size.
Because these beans are like pea size, I think. So we have the Kuhn Quantron system, as they call it, which is electronic ground speed related system on this spreader, and we just need to calibrate it. So just going to go into the calibration mode, which is up there to calibrate the seed, and then go select through there, and that's it. Then we need to turn out some seed, which we'll do out the back. So we have 3 sections switched off. This is a section control. Then just flick that on, and that should be powering the rollers. There we go. So we need to fill that bucket. So you can see this spreader, there's the rollers going round. You can just see the oat seed at the top of the roller there being fed through. Brilliant system this. Dropping it in 4 outlets there. This one's switched off. So you've got quarter width shut off on this spreader. Then this other side, it's shut off as well. Not turning, but these boom, see it's all ready for unfolding here now. That one we have to just fold back for calibrating. There, that'll be enough for that bucket. So I'll go in and switch it off in the cab, which is, switch that off. There, and then we need to weigh what we've got and put it in the screen. So I've got another bucket here we'll tear off with the suitcase scales that work really well. So we're just over 10 kilograms, and I've just put that in, and we've got the right settings now in here. So it's all calibrated ready. Put the other sections on, then we're just going to go and fold the boom, fold that boom there so that it's in the same position as that one, and it's all ready for going. So just show you these metering discs, singling discs. That's what they're like, with the holes in the edge, and the whole system's pressurised and they go inside there. Joel's just changing, you can see there. It's the air that picks them up, and the brushes that go round and drops them into the ground. So these are the different ones that Joel's got there for. That's it, you just see a different number of holes.
Clips on there,
yeah,
like so, and then your seal is in here.
Yeah.
So this actually spins. Some competitors, they have the seal around here, and then it wears out. So your seeding disc is spin around and running, and then this is just your little knock-off wheel for any doubles, and then you got your singling unit in here behind the disc.
I've just brought Tom and Ruben to Farrell's at Newark, our local John Deere dealer. We are hiring a couple of John Deeres for the day. We've got the WoldMarsh farm walk tonight. WoldMarsh is the buying group we belong to, so we've hired these 2 tractors for the day. So it's a 155 horsepower 6R, and then it's a smaller 130 horsepower 6R. Only phoned them this morning, so thanks very much, Farrell's, for the quick and prompt service. Get those on our people carriers and see how we go later on. I've just arrived at Bailey Trailers with one of these hired John Deeres. I'm just going to pick up one of the people carriers. Just not quite sure where it is in the yard. Normally it's across on the other side, on the right hand side. Chris has just shown me which one. It's this slightly smaller one. This is the new Gen 5 John Deere screen, which is really good. And then to operate the hitch, it's just that rotary knob there to lift the hitch up. Pull that to disengage the I suppose the locking mechanism, and then I can just extend the hook out by pressing that so I can see it better. There we go. Just see it through there. That's got on there. Actually, pull the hook in with that. There we are. And lift it up. So it's showing there back up to 100%. There we go. That's the locks mechanism have engaged. We're safe now to go. Just need to put the lights in and the brakes in, and off we go back to Leadenham. This is what trailers look like before they're painted, and they're on slave wheels as well, which means they're on just ordinary wheels and tyres. I didn't put them on singles, even though they've got a double axle. And then here's the ones all some nearly ready. Again, slave wheels, you can see. that one is ready. Just got back with that first people carrier. Now going to go with this other, which is a 130 John Deere, to Dyson's to pick up their people carrier, and then we should have 3 here, which we'll need because there's meant to be about 85-90 people coming a bit later. Just arrived at the entrance to Dyson's farm. I must say I do like this John Deere, really do. 130 horsepower, but lovely little tractor to drive. So this is the drive, the main drive down to their yard and their offices. This is their private road. This is what I like about what they've all done here at Dyson's, and I do know a lot of the people that run the setup, run the farm here. Put this road in right through the middle of this field, but they've got lovely grass strip either side. They've planted trees to the side of it. They've got some grass and it's fenced off there, and they graze that for sheep. They've got another strip there of winter bird food cover just at the side here. There. This is a public footpath that crosses over here. And then new hedge they've planted here. Just fantastic what they've done for the environment, nature, wildlife, and also for British agriculture, because it's just, they're doing it right. Got some songbird feeders there like we have. Brilliant they are. This is what I mean, the road goes through here, but they've left it fenced off an area there for grazing, for livestock. Got trees planted all down here. Crops on this side. Just brilliant. And then that is one of their offices, main office there. This is their yard just through here. This is the one at Nocton near Lincoln. Potato stores and grain stores and everything here. There we go, got the people carry on the back, just heading out. Just had a good chat with a couple of the guys that I know who work there as well. Crikey, some of these crops look well. That's winter wheat. Don't know what variety it is, but it looks very even. So I've just got back with the people carrier from Dyson. Thanks very much for this. We are making a contribution, or WoldMarsh is going to make a contribution of £250 to the Lynx and Knots ambicopter. That's what Dyson want for hiring it, which is great, not a problem to that. People are arriving now for the afternoon, or for the evening rather, because it's about 4 o'clock. So we'll go and say hello, and there's a few more people to come, probably another 30 or 40 yet, but I think there's some aren't coming because of the weather. So we're coming out now around the farm. Ruben's driving one of the tractors. We've got about 35 in here, and we're going to get the other ones in front. Tom's driving that one. I think we're about 20-30 not turned up. We managed to get in 2 people carriers. You can see the water stood in the distance on Sugar Beet. Just showing everybody our wet fields. This is in with Sugar Beet. Shows how wet it is for 25mm to do this. We're just driving around the farm, and I've just stopped here at the beck that we've done out. Those of you who watch these videos regularly will remember this. Just look at this pipe running regularly and the water running well. And just going to talk and explain here to everybody in this trailer what we've done. So there we are on the other side here. So what I'm doing is everybody's on 2 trailers. So I'm explaining, talking to one trailer, then swapping over, moving to the other. So I'll just explain to the group in here about this water. So we've had a run around the farm, stopped at various places. I think we ended up with probably 20 or 30 not here, because we needed, originally there was 89 signed up, and we needed 3 people carriers to get everybody on. Well, actually everybody who was here has got on 2 carriers, so we must be sort of 25 to 30 short. But we're all having a pie and peas supper now, and some beer, and lots of chat and talk, which is great. So hopefully this will carry on for the next hour or 2. So there we are. That's who I'm a member of, and this is their yearly farm walk, as it's called. Niall is saying hello to everybody. We're in the workshop here, which is light and warm as well. It's raining still a little bit, but thought we'd have it in here, and we'll see. Pete, he is a relation of mine, I think, actually. Here we go. Look at that. I'd say, aren't you a relation? Aren't we related, Pete?
Are we related? Yeah, what do you mean, are we related?
Aren't we?
We are. I'm going back a few years.
Yeah, exactly. Look at that.
Your grandfather, Alfie, used to be living opposite me.
Yes, that's right. I thought so. We're all finished now, so this is how you move a stack of chairs. What is the muscle? 8 to 10 chairs like that. Anybody wants the hog roast? Peter Bowser, another one from Lincolnshire who does them.